Hey YouTube, crdtrader here with another junk deck profile update. This update's for the new ban list coming out, and I've had a lot of requests to do another video about this, seeing since windups are going to be dead. A lot of people it seems to me that they want to collect this deck now. I mean, I've been collecting it ever since it came out, and it's been my favorite deck ever since. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of the cards inside of it. Alright, the main tuner of the deck would be Quickdraw Synchron. It's easier to run 3, especially if you, this is more based off getting the 1-turn Quasar. 3 Junk Synchron. A Dandylion for token support. You can discard it with Quickdraw and go to a 6 or 7. Boost Warrior. Some people don't run him. I, for one, really like him. He's just, if you have a tuner monster in the field, you can just special summon from your hand. He's an easy level 1, just to like throw out on the field if you don't have enough levels. 3 level leaders. For the longest time, I've only run 1, but with 3, you find it's much more consistent, and you have so much level control, like over the field and your monsters, that Quasar's guaranteed within the first, I don't know, 2 or 3 turns, if you're careful and your opponent doesn't have a back row, of course. But with the 3 level eaters, it's easy to get the 1-turn shooting Quasar with the Quickdraw level eater and Synchron Explorer. 2 Veilers, because they do stuff. Unknown Synchron, I found this card very hard to get for me. I did have one when I first bought Extreme Victory, but it took me a while to get the second one from my friend, and he was the only one of my friends who had it. A lot of cards from Extreme Victory or Starstrike Blast are really hard to get, and most of them, the hardest ones to get, were probably the commons or some of the rares, in my opinion. 2 Synchron Explorers. Basically, you normal summon him, and he'll bring back any Synchron monster in your graveyard. Like, if you have, let's say, another Synchron Explorer in your graveyard, you can go normal summon, which will still summon him, and you can exceed into 2. But I think exceeds are stupid. Synchros is where it's at. Or you can normal summon this and special summon Quickdraw or a Junk Synchron, and you can go to a 5 or a 7. Quickdraw can be treated as any Synchron monster, so he can be synchroed into any Synchron synchro. He's really good, that's why he's the main card in the deck. So yeah, run 2 Synchron Explorers. 2 Doppelwarriors, because you'll be bringing a ridiculous amount of crap back from the graveyard. This works great with plants. It works great with plants. Works phenomenal with Synchrons. And you get the token for support too, just level 1s, and they're easily synchroed with. 2 Quillbolt Hedgehogs. 3 is just too much. 1 isn't enough. 2 I find is just perfect. 1 Rhoda. You can search for Doppels, Boost Warriors, or your Junk Synchron. Monster Reborn, of course. Pot of Avarice. Heavy Storm. Staples here. 1 for 1. This is great in the deck. Mind Control. Dark Hole. Foolish Burial. If you just draw a dead hand and you have a Foolish Burial, you can Foolish a Dandylion and get 2 tokens. Or you can throw a level into the graveyard. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. And 3 Tunings. Tuning was by far the hardest card to get for the deck. It's so annoying to try to get to it. Again, this is from Starstrike Blast, so this is again one of the hardest cards to get. You are really lucky to pull this. I only pulled 1. I bought the other one from eBay, and I just got a 3rd one. Tuning does come in Ultimate Rare as well, but that's even harder to get. But I actually need 2 more. I'm building a separate deck. It's kind of a spin-off on this one. It's less Quasar base and more like a plant mixture, because Spore came back. So, alright, Mirror Force. 1 call, 2 Torrential Tributes, 2 Solemn Warnings, and 2 Bottomless. Some people put 2 Fiendish Chains. I like Bottomless because it actually gets rid of the monster and priority's gone, so sometimes it doesn't even really matter. Formula Synchron, Dark Diviner. I use this because Junk Synchron's the Dark Tuner and Level Leader's the Bug. And I used to run Armory Arm, and then I found myself always syncing with Junk Synchron and Level Leader. And then he came out, and I looked at him, and he's like a mixture of, I'd probably say like a mixture of a Spirit Reaper and an Iron Chain Dragon, because he can't be destroyed by battle. He's got 2,000 attack, which is good, and 1,000 defense, which is pretty decent. I mean, he can't be destroyed by battle. And when he destroys a monster at all, your opponent has to mill 3 cards. And if he attacks a monster that's bigger than him, the opposing monster's attack becomes equal to his attack, which is just awesome. So he can run over anything that's bigger than him. Librarian. This deck would probably be so ridiculously slower, and I would kind of consider it dead without Librarian. Librarian is like just one of the main cards for Synchros now. It's just basically their mascot now. I mean, besides from shooting Quasar, of course, but Bryonic's gone, Ice Barriers are gone. Well, you still have the Gungnir and Delorn, but Delorn's for water, and I don't even know what Gungnir does. Please don't post in the comments. I really don't care. I mean, Bryonic and Trish were just some of my favorite Synchros, and they killed it off. So, Librarian, just must have in the deck. Junk Warrior. If you have a Level Leader in your hand in your Quick Draw, you can discard Level Leader, special summon Quick Draw, reduce Quick Draw to 4 to bring back Level Leader, and you can Synchro for 5, which is Junk Warrior, which is pretty cool. He's got a really good effect too when he's Synchro summoned and there are level 2 guys on your side of the field. Like, let's say you have a Quillbolt Hedgehog, and then you Synchro summon for him while you have the Quillbolt on the field. He gains Quillbolt's attack, so he'll jump up 800 points and he'll go to 31. So, and then the good part is he keeps that boost. He'll keep the 31 until he's removed from the field, which is awesome. And I've actually used him to win games before with that. Catastor, just a level 5 staple. You just must have. Junk Gardna, he forces, like, he's a pretty good meat shield. I mean, he sits there and he's really hard to get around. He can negate an attack by switching your opponent's monster's battle position while they're attacking. He's got a beefy defense, 2600. His attack is 14, so he's right below Bottomless. Bottomlesses can't touch him. He's really great. And then Bryonic. I'm just bringing it in here to just say we're all gonna miss him. You can switch between, instead of Bryonic, you can probably switch between having an Armory Arm or probably an Iron Chain Dragon. You can swap them out, either one. It's more of a preference. Both of them work really well, Iron Chain or Armory Arm. I do side both of them because Bryonic's going to be gone here soon. Junk Berserker, of course. Black Rose, of course. Chevelier to Flower. I really didn't know about her until recently. She's a little Shien for Synchrons. She needs Flower Synchron and a level, and just basically, yeah, Flower Synchron and one more non-tuner. But wait a second, I don't have Flower Synchron. Well, that's what Quickdraw's for. He's any Synchron under the rainbow. Okay, but she's a little Shien. She can negate any spell or trap card once during your turn. Okay, so Road Warrior, he's for the Quasar loop. Stardust, of course. Junk Destroyer to blow up cards in your opponent's side of the field. Shooting Star, just of course. If you have Formula, you have to have a Stardust and a Shooting Star. It's just how it works. And the main card of the deck is Shooting Quasar. He's very easy to get out in this deck. He's unbelievably cheap. He's just this brick that just sits down on the field, and you just beat your opponent to death with it. And and basically he can attack twice, and he can negate anything once per turn. And when he leaves the field at all, he's just boom, he's gone. And Shooting Star just flies on the field just for no reason. Just that's Shooting Quasar's effect. These two are best buddies. Alright, well, I'll see you later, YouTube. Until next time. Bye.